Couple of years, Texans will be able to make everyday purchases with gold and silver. That's after Governor Greg Abbott signed House Bill 1056 into law last month.
And while the bill is stated intent is to give consumers a hedge against inflation, it could be used to turn Texas into a tax haven. State Capitol reporter Adam Schwager breaks down what the program could look like.
It's a rush in Texas, and in 2027, you'll be able to spend your hard-earned money in the form of gold and silver.
The value being tied to gold has given me a hedge against inflation. 3 years ago, gold was about $1,700 an ounce. Today, gold is over $3,000 an ounce.
The process wouldn't be as simple as paying a gold coin for a bag of Doritos. Instead, you would take your gold and silver and deposit it in the state of Texas, who would take that money and then create a debit card style system for you to be able to pay with gold and silver.
But when I paid for instance, on Delta Airlines, I paid for my flight, I paid 7 grams of gold.
That's Jason Cousins, the CEO of Glint. That's a private company who uses MasterCard to conduct transactions, taking gold from the customer's end and paying it out as legal tender to the vendor. While Glint is already legal in Texas, Cousins says making gold and silver a currency would exempt the metals from federal capital gains taxes.
You have the ability to get rid of capital gains tax, which is the biggest immoral tax on people's ability to try and keep their purchasing power. You can imagine that every single person across the United States has this opportunity. They're going to open accounts here.
However, an expert witness from the Comptroller's office was not sure if the law is constitutional when it was debated before committee.
The court said, and I quote, "The United States has the sole power to coin money under the Constitution, and if anyone, individual or state, assumes to supplant the medium of exchange adopted by our government or assumes to compete with the United States government in this regard, a violation of these statutes would follow."
In Austin, I'm Adam Schwager.
In a social media post after the bill was signed, Governor Greg Abbott said the law, quote, fulfills the promise of Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution. Now, that article prohibits states from declaring anything as legal tender unless it's gold or silver.
Going in depth, this comes more than 5 decades after the U.S. stopped using the gold standard. The gold standard was a system where the value of a country's money was tied to a certain amount of gold. The standard started to phase out in 1933 for domestic transactions before the U.S. fully ditched it in 1971. Since then, the U.S. has used a system where money's value comes from trust in the government, not a physical backing.